morning, Matt from Oak and Ash Farm here. I'm just going to talk real quick about our Climapod greenhouse. This is the Climapod Virtue 9x14. We ended up getting the complete package. And what the complete was, just had a couple upgrades. Basically all the accessories they offer, they came with that. So we started installing this maybe a couple weeks ago. About a month ago, I just did the foundation, and then in the course of a couple days, ended up putting this up. So I think they recommend like 2 to 3 people, which is definitely needed for some of these arched panels and some of the ridge poles. But this is 6mm polycarbonate, so they sell 4mm, and then this product line is 6mm, so a little thicker. Let's go inside. We'll check it out. See, there's 2 sliding doors. Plenty of access. It's got a high Gothic arch, which we liked for the snow load being in here in the northeast. We actually did get a foot of snow about 2 weeks ago, and this thing just shed it right off. There was no snow on here, so I don't think we're really gonna have to snow broom it off in the winter. One good thing too, you can see this morning it's starting to warm up, and I forget what the temperature rating is on these, but these are automatic open and close pistons. So this model with the complete package comes with 4 of these. These are on the south side, so they're opening up quicker. And if need be, this one will open up. And I haven't even seen this one open yet. I mean, yeah, obviously as we get into warmer parts of the year, that'll pop. But these, you don't have to come down and close them. You can watch throughout the day; they'll open right up. And then later on in the day they'll close. So those are working out really well. One thing I'm really glad we got too was the workbench, the shelving unit. And we actually just ordered another one of these, so we'll have the lower bench and the upper bench. We're gonna put that over here and reconfigure. But really gives you a lot of workspace, and as you see too, it opens up. There's a lot of floor space underneath as well. Hey, no.
No throwing rocks, ma'am.
So another thing you have is this nice louver on end. You can open this and get a nice cross flow. And then one other thing I really liked was this with the complete package came with 2 of these solar powered fans. So you can set the temperature rate in here. It's in Celsius, but it has a conversion table for you as well. And right now, we have it set for like 80 degrees. So once this hits 80 degrees, this thing will pop on. This came with 2 of them. I had opted to just install one initially because you do have to cut a hole in the polycarbonate. And obviously once you cut this panel, you can't. So, honest thoughts on this thing. Like it's a quality product and the materials are good. It's all aluminum, and like I said earlier, this is a 6mm polycarbonate. So I think it's rugged. I think it came out nice. I'm impressed with its performance. It's hot and humid in here. I do like these. The fact that it's kind of self-sufficient. You don't have to be down here and cranking these open and checking the temperature. Like we can kind of take some of that maintenance out of it as far as the day-to-day operations in here. Assembly. This thing was quite a difficult project. I think the instructions were a little vague. There was a couple, like this bar right here, I think, was numbered wrong. The instructions said it was supposed to, the one that was supposed to go here ended up only going over here, and it could only go here, just the way its mountain holes are and everything. There's some other portions along the way where just things were vague, or you'd have a step where it told you to do something, and then 5 steps later it was a little contrary. So you definitely got to have some skills and be able to adjust on the fly and modify a little bit to get this thing done. I'm happy with it, and for the price point I think it was good. And I think the whole upgraded package with this, like I said, it's 9x14. There's the Virtue 6mm polycarbonate. It was about $3,200, which if you start looking at greenhouses, like we looked at them all, and for something you can just order and just click off the shelf, I think this is a pretty good product. I mean, time will tell. It's got a 10-year warranty on all these panels. I mean, if one did fail, it's going to be a pain to get them out because you got to basically take this whole thing apart from one end to the other. But yeah, so far I like it. I'm happy with it. So what we opted to do for our foundation was I laid a bed of 3/4 stone in the perimeter of what this foundation was going to be, compacted that, and then just went to Lowe's. You go to Lowe's, Home Depot, and Home Supply, solid cinder blocks. So these are 8 by 8 or 4 by 8 by 16. So 4 inches high, 8 inches wide, 16 inches long. And then I just laid those on my level bed, adjust as I need to, had it all laid out so I had a little 3-inch overlap on the edge, offset, and then those are just glued down with masonry adhesive that you use for like a block retaining wall or a landscape block wall. And then I ended up just stitching those down. The greenhouse actually came with these little brackets, just shot down with a hammer drill, and then Tapcon screws to anchor this thing to the block foundation. So I think that worked out well. And then we just ended up getting these steps here. I broke these off. We had a big boulder that was over here that was in the way of my tractor path in the market garden, and I broke a bunch of pieces of granite off, and a couple of them broke nice and square, so I said, hey, why not? Let's throw them over here, and that way we had these nice steps to transition into the greenhouse. And then one thing I think I'm gonna do too is this foundation. So you have a couple different options when it comes to assembling these, and if you look in the instructions, you can omit this foundation piece if you want. There's stakes that stitch these corners to, so if you could just pour up here and set them into that. Like I said, I opted to go with this block foundation. That was just my choice. It made sense to me. And what this is allowing too, I'm gonna run a gutter under here, and I'll be able to pitch it from one end to the other. That way, all the rainwater that's coming off this will go down into this gutter, and one on the other side. And have those two to go together and probably into a cistern over here with like a hand pump, and then we can harvest that water and use a lot of that water for watering all of our starts in here.
See, here we are, 10:30 with the bright lights out. I'm sure our neighbors are super excited about this. And Matt decided to put up the starting panels for the greenhouse. It was very calm when I got out here, and now it's windy. Oh, that's lovely. And yeah, this is kind of a shit show. My poor husband has been at this for days, putting this very, very vaguely instructed greenhouse together, with really no or not much direction on what the heck we're supposed to do. So stay tuned to see how this turns out.